guys, welcome back to another Bougie Bass Fishing video. Today we're going to be covering a spook. Now here I got the Head-On Zara Puppy Spook. I like this spook just because it's the perfect size for me. I'm not going for those peacock bass in the Amazon. I don't need a spook that big. This is perfect. These get those bass. I've got some nice bass on this. There's multiple ways to work a spook. It's basically like a hollow body frog, what I covered in my second YouTube video. But you can walk it, which is when you twitch your rod constantly and it swings left to right, which is kind of like what a crankbait does, but it's doing it on the surface. And I like fishing topwaters because you can see those bass just absolutely demolish. The line I like using is braid for sure because it's got zero stretch to it, and you can send those hooks home. Like, you can really hook them with braid because there's no stretch. There's nothing that's going to give them a little slack. You're just pulling straight on the bait. Where with some certain fluorocarbons and mono for sure, when you pull it, you're pulling, but like half of that power goes towards stretching out the line, which is never good. I said previously in my crankbait videos that you don't really need to change out the hooks, but I'm going to say it with topwaters, always check. Like, try just slightly bending them. If you feel a bend, I would definitely switch those hooks. Zara does a pretty good job though, so I'm not too worried about it. Always check the sharpness, because you don't want that bass coming out of the water with your bait in the middle and those hooks hooking him, but the hooks aren't sharp enough so it doesn't get through. You're just going to sit there like a loser because you think it's your fault, but it's not really your fault. The spook color I like to run, this isn't my favorite spook color, but I've got some nice fish on it, so I like to run it. I see guys that do so much work on the top of their topwaters when the bass don't see that part, they only see the bottom. So the only thing you need to worry really about is the bottom. So if you like a black spook or a black topwater at that, which is me, I like a black topwater, you can always take a black Sharpie to the bottom of the topwater and just let it dry for a sec, and there you go. You can make that look like a mouse, rat, bird, snake, or anything of that nature. See the eyes. I had some friends asking about the eyes on a bait, and personally I don't think the eyes had any difference. Just because the bass don't typically see the eyes, they just know that if it is what they think it is, it's going to have eyes, so they don't really need to see that, and they won't see it, especially with topwaters. When you get into the swim bait class and you're running the swim bait head, I would almost think adding eyes would help, but some of my jig heads don't have eyes, and I've caught some good fish on those, so I'm not too worried about it. The other thing I would like to talk about is how Zara, can we just appreciate how Zara puts labeling on the bottom of it so you know what the bait is, because sometimes I do forget what the specific brand and bait is if I've had it for multiple years or if I just bought it on a shelf without looking exactly how much it was or what company it was. I see people running barrel swivels or split swivels, a bunch of different things, and I don't believe you need that. If you think you have a great knot and you can tie that knot quickly and efficiently and it comes out the same every time, I don't think you need a swivel. I mean, swivels obviously help, and when I'm musking fishing, or when I see guys musky fishing, they definitely run swivels, but like big heavy duty ones. If I'm going to be running a swivel, it's because I know that day is going to be rough. Like some fall days, it's a pain. So you got to be switching baits. You always got to be vigilant of what's happening. But I don't think you need to run a swivel at all. This has been tips and tricks on the spook. Thank you for tuning in.